What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Windbreaker, Season 2, Episode 12. So in this one, Sakura, Suo, Nire, and Sugishida meet with, Ume, the Four Kings, and the Four Kings lieutenants to discuss Indo. So basically, what happens is basically they go over like the history, how Bofarin was founded. Basically, Furin, there was a bunch of turf wars there, and then that basically Ume had his people come in. They just they basically united Furin and created Bofarin to protect the town. Now it's revealed that Endo's group left Furin. Now Nire and Suo assumed that Ume's group just beat them. Ume says they didn't win. They never they could never get a decisive victory. They left on their own accord. And it's revealed that so Nire assumed that Ume was fighting Indo. Then Ume's like, no. He says he was not fighting Indo. He was fighting Chica, who basically works for who basically Indo works for basically. Yeah. So basically, so this revealed Chica, Taikeshi. He's gonna be a very important character if they make a season 3, because he has a big fight with Ume coming up. And yeah, Indo, of course, he's gonna be important. So yeah, that was just the whole big. Basically, this episode's like just an epilogue for the previous arc, then just a lead in into like everything else to prepare for the big fight against Chica and Indo's group. So yeah, I like this episode. Liked all the stuff with Beaufort's history. Liked what they're setting up, and if they make a season 3, I'll look forward to it. Now, as far as this whole season, well, it's a downgrade compared to season 1 because you had all the stuff with Tsubaki. I mean, look, that whole arc with Tsubaki is freaking terrible. And the stuff with him in the in the Rappo Ichiza arc, yeah, it freaking sucks. Like just Tsubaki caused so many problems with this. Now, Keel was awesome. The Keel arc was awesome. And the very last episode, and then the Rappo Ichiza, once it gets to actual fighting, it starts getting good. But when it deals with Tsubaki and all his stuff, yeah, no, I ain't freaking, uh, I ain't freaking being a fan of that. No, the Tsubaki stuff sucks. So hmm, I would say overall the season is mid. Overall, because you had the Tsubaki stuff in there, that sucked, but you had some good stuff, before it and then after. Once actual fighting was going on, actual delinquent stuff. So yeah, I'd say the overall season was mid. Lazarus, episode 10. So this one's called I Can't Tell You Why, which is, named after a song by the Eagles, who are the greatest rock band ever. I mean, just a fact, the Eagles are the greatest rock band ever. Just a side note. Anyway, so this one, hospitals are starting to have a lot of patients come in with high fevers. And so you have a bunch of these government lockdowns, or like governments telling people to stay indoors. So then, Chris had found a pill at Skinner's residence. It's revealed to be a medicine for artificial heart recipients. So the team tries to figure out why not Skinner had an artificial heart, but there's no medical record. So uh, Hirsch mentions there were rumors of a clinic that dealt with highly confidential like medical care for like elites. And Leland, like knowing what it is, takes Axel and Doug with him to his family's mansion, and to really guess his family had a lot of association with that hospital. So Leland's sister Isabella agrees to let them see that the clinic if Leland agrees to stay the weekend with her. Now there's a whole article where like basically Leland is the illegitimate son of like the head of House Astor. Well, late the former head. Basically, so Isabel is like his Leland's half sister. And so Leland's mother was the mistress. So when she died, his father didn't attend the funeral because she was his mistress, and he, well, officially did not attend his father's funeral as revenge. Now he stayed. Now he was watching it near like this corner of the church where no one would see him. He put some flowers there at the grave later. So like basically, so that the trio they go to the clinic where Millie, who was a physician that worked for Leland's father, does confirm that Skinner did have a artificial heart. And then she gives him a flash drive that shows the firmware for the heart. And what else is going on? Abel shows Hirsch this footage from the Schiphol airport incident where basically Skinner released a prototype of Hapna after Delta Force and Air Force police shot his briefcase during a standoff. Now it was an accidental release. It's revealed that the prototype was used as a trial run at a prison where Axel was an inmate at. It's revealed that Axel is the only survivor of the test. So Axel is sent to find the prison's doctor. And so then Elena learns that the artificial heart, so Skinner's artificial heart is monitored from Pakistan, where Popcorn Wizards is at. So Doug and Elena then go to Pakistan, and then Axel, while he's trying to find the prison doctor, his search is interrupted. Basically, there's an explosion, a bunch of traffic, and then Soryu appears. So yeah, so this is a good episode. It deals with a lot of Leland's backstory. We see, they're starting to try to close in on Skinner. And then everything is starting to pick up. It's all coming to a head. There's only like 6 days left. So yeah, I really like this episode. Looking forward to next week's. The Marshal King, Chapter 14. So in this one, so time has passed. So basically, Mira and Jimmu have to shoot bullets again, and Mira just early wrecks Jimmu just because she has better endurance. So Mira has a chance to like just beat up Jimmu if she wants. Now she is like into Jimmu. She's very obviously into Jimmu, so she can't bring herself to do it. So, and she says, she wants to stand by Jimmu. Everyone's like, "Is that a love confession?" She's like, "No." Then she like says, Jimmy Sure is a comrade and as a fellow classmate, she wants to help him. So all the entirety of Class C, where Jimmu was in, decides to stand by Jimmu. So everyone's like, "Okay, Jimmu's won." So then that means Jimmu's like basically has basically graduated from the school. And then it's showing the badge is at the base of a flag. So Jimmu walks up this like mountain and grabs the badge. So this is gonna set up, I guess, the rest of like this series. Looks like it's probably gonna move on to a future arc. So like I guess like the um so like this was like I guess the U.S. Marshal School arc, and now we're gonna get into whatever's next for this series. So yeah, I really like this chapter. I'm interested in the next one. You know, interesting if it is like the next arc. You know, I would like to see more of like the school, but I get like a lot of series are faster paced than they used to be, and I'd like to see more in school, more of the students before we had Jimmu leave. But yeah, really overall really like this chapter, really like this arc. Looking forward to the next chapter. Kaiju number 8, chapter 128. So in this one, so Kaiju number 9 is dead. Like it's confirmed he's dead. Then, you know, Kafka is like, oh the I guess, the grudges of the spirits like for the Kaiju and stuff, they're fading away, so he's about to fade away. Then he has like a conversation with like the spirit of you know, General Shinomiya, so Kikaru's father. And then like, you know, basically like, Shinomiya like gives him some like, encouragement. He's like, hey, the city's wrecked, Tokyo's wrecked, humanity's dealt with a lot, we can rebuild. You know, Kafka is fine with the fact that he's probably about to he may die. Then like Shinomiya, who calls him Officer Hibino, he like shoves his hand inside of Kafka. Like, looks like it's implied to like give him like a human heart or something so that he can stay human. And so Kafka falls out of the sky. He's caught, but and then we see like his human face. His kaiju face cracks, and we see his human face. So like that's I guess what's set up him going back to human. Now whether or not he keeps his kaiju powers after a certain, I don't know. Whether or not he's gonna lose them, who knows? Like like where everyone fades and he like goes back to being fully human. So like he may not have kaiju powers, I guess. If that makes I can see him like going still being an officer now. He'd be like I guess like a cadet or something or not or he's an officer. Now, how if he did lose his kaiju powers, how does this affect like his like what he does in the future? I mean, how are kaiju still a threat? Like so, next chapter, chapter 129 is going to be like you know, it's going to like be like I believe it's like chapter 129 is supposed to be the final chapter. So yeah, and that so yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, it is Kafka alive, which I'm assuming he is. What else all happened? Does he still have his kaiju powers? Who knows? So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Well, that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.